like celebrities?
Not directly, but indirectly. But Rosie is one of the few who said something to me like, that I should stop writing about her personal life. But yeah, there was lots of criticism. This is McCarthyism. People should come out whenever they want. They didn't realize, first of all, we're talking about celebrities. Secondly, we're talking about celebrities leading queer lives. I'm just saying to say it on the record. And I did a cover story for Out magazine with Jodie Foster and Anderson Cooper on the cover. It was people holding masks of them. And it was called The Glass Closet. It was about celebrities who just lead open gay lives, but won't say it on the record. And of course, they both eventually did. So I think it made a difference. All that stuff made a big difference. I think the majority of people are out now in showbiz.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. I mean, a lot of them are non-binary or transgender, all kinds of queers. But I think you're in the minority now if you're still closeted.
What about and do you think it's the same thing? I guess you don't think it's the same thing when you have, like, I guess, a Jodie Foster who is living a clearly out life but won't say it. I guess it's not right, because it's not the same to middle America that still is like, oh, Jodie Foster is not gay.
Oh, they still think Liberace was straight. He never came out while he was alive. He kind of intimated something to me when I interviewed him. He told me a joke about a sex worker with a female with a big dick. And I felt that was, someone had told him, oh, this guy who's interviewing you is a big queer. And I think he told me that joke as kind of a between us kind of girls kind of thing. But he never came out. Even when he had AIDS, he said it was a watermelon diet. That's why he lost weight.
Wow.
We've come a long way.
And you think everyone's almost out, but what about, like, you look at like a Queen Latifah, someone like that?
I've written articles about her. I was like, come on, just stop this bullshit. You show up with your fiance, but you can't say it's your fiance, and we can't report that it's your fiance. Just stop it. Stop making my life taboo and unspeakable. That's what you're doing to all of us.
Yeah,
I don't have the same fire I did back then. I don't even do it anymore, outing, because that was very 90s and aughts. But I still get mad about someone like Latifah.
Yeah, I've read a lot of your articles about it, and yeah, it is.
And of course, when she does it, she'll get a GLAAD award for her courage. That's what kills me. I've never got a GLAAD award.
Right. Right. All these, she will probably get a GLAAD award. Was there ever anyone that's come out, like, who do you think is also, is there anyone else like Queen Latifah that's like at the top of your mind where you're like, just come out at this point?
Missy Elliott. When I interviewed her, she said, I don't talk about who I sleep with. And I was like, gee, I wonder what that means. That usually doesn't mean that you're straight.
No, like you were told from her people, like, don't bring this up.
Yeah, and I hate that whole thing. Oh, the hip hop community is homophobic. A lot of people are homophobic. Why don't you elevate them? Why don't you educate them? Why don't you just be brave? Not everything is about career. See, I grew up in the 60s when career and money were considered corrupt and dirty. It was all idealistic, hippie stuff, peace and love and doing the right thing. People in suits were considered really horrible and almost criminal. So I kind of never got that out of my head. So I can never understand when people in our community make excuses for a celebrity, like, oh, but their career, they'll lose some money. It's like, so is that the be all and end all? Is it anything for money? If they're openly racist and they make more money, is that okay with you?
And you look at like a Missy who, A, you probably have enough money, and B, I mean, how much are you really going to lose in 2022? Yeah. I mean, who's really, I mean, you might lose a tiny bit, but I don't think
you also get a whole new chapter. Like, you get a new chapter, you're going to get the cover of the Advocate. And there are old stars, like George Maharis was this old actor. He was busted in a bathroom more than once. He never came out. Come out before you die, George. Richard Chamberlain came out, Joel Grey, Barry Manilow very quietly. But you can do it before you die.
I would agree. And like you look at like Little Nas X, like there's people in, I mean, I just, in the hip hop community that are out and they're doing just fine.
Little Nas X is just a wonder. He's such a gem.
He
And
is,
we had people back in the 70s. We had Sylvester, we had Elton John, Bowie. We did have people on the edge who were pushing things forward, and they had hit records. And Lil Nas now, many years later, has taken it to a whole new realm.
yeah, I think he's a great role model and it's good music and he hasn't lost any money as far as I can tell.
No, he's doing quite well.
Do you think like to that point, like, you said like Missy would get a second act, Little Nas X is doing well. Do you think, how does it affect like straights? Like for instance, like Lucas Gage, who's in Euphoria, he has all these like, gay sex scenes and he's done other things. Like he really remains sexually ambiguous. Like say he's straight, he won't say whether he's gay. Like there is this straight man. I know this isn't the plight of like, let's feel sorry for the straight white man, but there is this like argument, amongst certain actors of like, well, if I identify as straight, like it might hurt me. Like, I mean, do we believe, from all these roles that I'm playing, do we buy into that?
That's quite a reversal. That's like the ending of Planet of the Apes or something. Yeah, I love that. The tables have turned. It'll like if it turns out Carson Kressley is straight, that's really going to wreck his career.
Kind of, right?
But someone like Harry Styles, I think, like just come out. You're bisexual. Let's face it. You're flirting around. You're skirting the issue. You're wearing skirts. Say you're bi.
Yeah. And no one would care. I doubt
We
it
need
would
bi
hurt.
visibility. We need visibility for kids out there. When I was growing up, we had no open queer visibility. There was Paul Lind or something, but he never said he was gay. He just did innuendo. And I loved Paul Lind. But yeah, I do feel the young queers coming of age now have so much more than my generation to see the visibility, so much more inspiration. But along with that has come the backlash. And it's horrifying to see what they're cooking up out there to demonize and take away queer rights. So part of me is jealous of a young queer who's got open celebrities, has got gay television, everything that I didn't have. But you've also got this machine working to deprive you of your rights. It's like, how many kids were shot in Texas? But what's the problem? Drag queens doing readings. That's the big problem. Yeah, forget gun control. Drag queens doing readings is the problem. We're always a distraction. We're a punchline. We're a punching bag. I'm so sick of it. And don't even tell me about the Bible because these people never read the Bible. They can only quote the one thing about man should not lay down with man. They can't quote one other word from it.
Right. What about like